Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arsenal have formally offered big new pay rise to Bukayo Saka. Arsenal have reportedly formally offered wages of around £200,000 a week to Bukayo Saka as they look to tie him down to a new contract at the Emirates Stadium. The England international has been a star player for the Gunners in recent times, rising up through their academy to become one of the first names on Mikel Arteta's team sheet. Arsenal fans will no doubt hope Saka's future can be resolved as soon as possible, especially as 90 Minute recently claimed that the rivals Manchester City were one of the teams looking at him. A report from Football London claims that Arsenal have offered Saka a big pay rise with a new deal worth £200,000 a week, but that would still be less than Phil Foden is expected to earn with his new Man City contract. According to the report, Saka is surely good enough to play for City or other top clubs, and it may well be that he will soon consider leaving Arsenal if they cannot get back into the top 4 or compete for major trophies. Discussing Saka's Arsenal future recently, Fabrizio Romano wrote in his exclusive Caught Offside column that things were looking optimistic from an Arsenal perspective. The top English clubs have been monitoring the situation for some time, but the good news for Gunners supporters is that Arsenal is the player's priority. Saka loved the club and there is a negotiation in progress, Romano said. Honestly, I think it's ideal for Bukayo to stay at Arsenal because the project is very clear, ambitious and with a manager who believes in him, he added. Gunners will no doubt hope a new deal can be sorted soon so the story can continue. Many top clubs tracking Arsenal star Martinelli ahead of potential transfer. There is a lot of interest in Arsenal forward Gabriel Martinelli, but the Gunners have a good chance of blocking the transfer as they plan to offer him a new contract. That's according to Fabrizio Romano in the latest edition of his exclusive Caught Offside column, with the reporter responding to recent transfer rumours linking Martinelli as a possible target for Chelsea. Martinelli has been a hugely impressive performer for Arsenal in recent times, with the Brazil international showing that he's undoubtedly one of the finest young talents in the Premier League. This has led to some speculation that Arsenal's rival Chelsea could be eyeing him up, with the Daily Mail recently claiming they have been tracking the 21-year-old. Romano admits that many top clubs are monitoring Martinelli, but Gunners will no doubt be pleased to hear that the club have long been planning to tie him down to a new contract. Responding to the Martinelli rumours, Romano said, "Many top clubs are following Martinelli, but I am told Arsenal have been planning to offer him a new contract for a long time. So Arsenal still have a chance to keep Martinelli as he's considered a top player for the future. Martinelli is surely an important part of Mikel Arteta's long-term project, and it's highly unlikely that Arsenal will give up on the player." Kevin Campbell says Arsenal player Ben White became so much more attacking after half-time versus Tottenham. Arsenal fans are going to be enjoying their North London derby victory over Tottenham Hotspur for a long time to come. Their 3-1 victory over Spurs secured their place at the top of the Premier League after a fantastic start to the season. Speaking on the Highbury squad, Kevin Campbell was impressed by a tactical change Mikel Arteta made on Saturday. The North London rivals went into half-time all square, with Granit Xhaka apologising to his teammates during the break. However, Arsenal came out the blocks flying in the second half and were back ahead within 5 minutes. Gabriel Jesus scored his 5th league goal of the season after Bukayo Saka's shot wasn't properly dealt with. However, Campbell believes this goal all comes from Ben White being more attacking after the break. Campbell was singing White's praises on the Highbury Squad podcast, saying, "The adjustment made at halftime was a significant one. Ben White all of a sudden started to leave that position and overlap and caused Spurs no end of problems. The double team all of a sudden got a lot looser on Saka because Ben White started to overlap. That's why Saka could then go one-on-one, take it inside and get his shot off. Normally, when they are banked up on him and no one's making the overlap, he goes outside. He's got a man there, he comes inside, he's got a man there. So that's why he has to pass it. But second half, When you have got somebody running at speed on the outside, it creates another problem for Spurs defense. They couldn't handle it. A lot of people don't give him the credit he deserves. That cross for Gabriel Jesus was inch perfect. White has been deployed in a less familiar right-back position by Arteta all season. Naturally, a centre-back, it's not White's natural game to play as a more attacking fullback. However, he is clearly growing into the role and proving more support to Bukayo Saka. White has one assist this season, which came on Saturday, playing the pass into Thomas Partey's path for his long-range effort. Although it wasn't a particularly eye-catching assist, but White sitting that high up the pitch allowed him to get involved in the build-up. Kevin Campbell says Arsenal brought on a substitute who was absolutely brilliant against Tottenham Hotspur. Former Arsenal forward Kevin Campbell says fullback Kieran Tierney was brilliant against Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. Speaking on the Highbury squad, Campbell gave his lowdown on Arsenal's fantastic performance against the Spurs. One of the players Campbell highlighted was Scottish fullback Tierney, who made a 17-minute cameo in the North London derby. Tierney came on at left back for Alexander Zinchenko, with Arsenal winning 3-1 and having a one-man advantage. Campbell thought Tierney was perfect off the bench and has started to copy some of Zinchenko's key traits. When Kieran Tierney came on, there was no drop-off, Campbell said. He knows exactly what to do. He can go into the midfield. He got a good shot off as well, which was turned around, and then, when the time's right, he goes back into his position of left back. Perfect. It's been a case of remaining patient for Tierney this season. Zinchenko's arrival has limited his game time in the Premier League, making it just 3 league starts so far this campaign. Tierney featured in every Arsenal win this season, and Campbell thought he was outstanding against Brentford. Mikel Arteta has a happy conundrum on his hands, having 2 informed fullbacks to choose from. Campbell identifying that Tierney was getting into midfield shows he's learning to mimic one of the key parts of Zinchenko's game. Zinchenko has also previously said he was watching Tierney while playing for Man City, so there is plenty of mutual respect between the two defenders. Jenas believes Saliba form for Arsenal has exposed Gabriel Magalhaes this season. Jermaine Jenas has told Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel that William Saliba has been at such a high level for Arsenal this season that Gabriel Magalhaes has been a little exposed. Saliba has been one of the stars of the show for Mikel Arteta's side. Of course, it's almost remarkable to think now that the Frenchman went into this campaign still awaiting the chance to make his Gunners debut. Saliba has arguably exceeded supporters' already high expectations ahead of his debut, but it seems that may have caused a small issue for the man alongside him. Gabriel gave away a penalty in North London derby with a clumsy challenge on Richarlison, and Jenas believes that it's the quality of Saliba's form which has led to doubts about Gabriel's performances at the start of the season. You basically said you are worried about Gabriel. I am saying I just feel like Saliba has elevated the level, that it's just exposed Gabriel a little bit, he told Ferdinand's YouTube channel. He's still very young, he's still a very good centre half, but all of a sudden you are looking at Saliba and going, we need another one of you, but he's still doing his job. Gabriel has unquestionably been an outstanding signing for Arsenal. He cost the club less than Saliba, and he has kicked on considerably since arriving from Lille. The Gunners have a group of players who are still learning and developing, and with that, there are going to be mistakes along the way. There may be times when Gabriel outshines Saliba, and of course, Ben White may well get a run in his more natural position as the season goes on. Perhaps Saliba's form has caused some of the concerns surrounding Gabriel, but there is every reason to think that it will not be too long until the Brazilian is back to his best. Sky Pundit thinks Youri Tielemans is off after rumours Arsenal want to sign him. Sky Sports co-commentator Alan Smith has hailed Youri Tielemans, who is a reported target for his old club Arsenal. Tielemans was sensational last night as Leicester City got their first win of the season by beating their local rivals Nottingham Forest 4-0. When Tielemans was substituted on 79 minutes, Smith said that it looks for all the world that he will leave in one of the next two transfer windows. His contract expires in the summer, and that has led to reports he could be available for £20 million or even lower in the winter window. As Tielemans walked off the pitch to a standing ovation from the home fans, Smith said, "Yeah, I mean looks like he will leave the club in January or next summer, and that would be a shame for Leicester. He is such a talent." Tielemans was the subject of plenty of chatter during the summer transfer window, but ultimately he did not leave the King Power Stadium. In truth, he did not look like leaving despite extensive links to Arsenal, who tried to sign a central midfielder on transfer deadline day in the shape of Douglas Luiz. Leicester struggling down the bottom of the table will likely only make Tielemans more likely to want to go, and the chances of him signing a new deal look very slim indeed. Arsenal will hope to be around the upper reaches of the table and safely into the Europa League knockout rounds by the time the January window opens. Tielemans could be the man they need to push them on in early 2023, especially given the injury to Mohamed El-Neni and Thomas Partey's persistent fitness issues. Youri Tielemans' first half by numbers versus Nottingham Forest: 92% pass accuracy, 44 touches, 36 out of 39 passes completed, 15 out of 18 final third passes completed, 5 ball recoveries, 1 key pass. This player can be a game changer for us. Arsenal now set their sights on signing Manuel Locatelli. Arsenal have once again set their sights on signing Juventus midfielder Manuel Locatelli, according to Calciomercato. The report from Calciomercato suggests that Arsenal are keen on bringing the midfielder to the Emirates. Locatelli is currently on loan at Juventus from Sassuolo, but Calciomercato believes he's not considered a starter for manager Massimiliano Allegri. Mikel Arteta is a fan of Locatelli and could include an Arsenal player in exchange as part of the deal. Calciomercato believes Albert Sambi Lokonga could go the other way in a deal that brings Locatelli to the Emirates. Lokonga was brought in from Anderlecht last summer for £17.2 million with one eye on the future. The one-time capped Belgian international has struggled to make an impact at Arsenal since arriving. Fabrizio Romano previously said that Arsenal felt Locatelli was perfect for them, but recently today, writing in his exclusive Count Offside column, Fabrizio Romano insists there is not currently anything going on with Arsenal and Locatelli, nor with Manchester United and the 24-year-old. The Gunners were apparently very interested in Locatelli a year ago, but for now, it looks like fans can expect him to stay at Juventus, according to Romano's latest update. Some reports in Italy have been talking up Manuel Locatelli and a possible move to the Premier League again. So what's really the player's history in terms of transfer offers from England? Romano wrote. Arsenal were really pushing to sign Locatelli 1 year ago, but then he wanted to join Juventus. Honestly, as of now, I have no further news on Manchester United or Arsenal being in talks with Locatelli's representatives or with Juventus. Remember, the Italian club paid more than €40 million to sign him just 1 year ago. I suspect there is little chance they will be thinking about letting him leave right now. Locatelli surely has a big future ahead of him, but will that ever lead to us seeing him in the Premier League? It seems it's something that will have to wait. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.